Welcome to episode 3 of Two Bros and a Bro. Debuting new music. This is our theme song. Has a nice freestyle beat to it.
A little bit of freestyle, a little bit of, I don't know, a little housey, tiki, as they say down here.
Freestyle, best era of music ever.
But I love it. Thank you, E, for the song. And we'll get right to it because we've been a little missing for
A little hiatus.
a few weeks now, but we are definitely back just in time for spooky season. But we're gonna be honest, and we're talking about scary stuff, right? All we got to talk about, especially in the last week, is football in Miami. And one game that the three of us were at was last Friday. Very scary.
Very scary.
Very scary.
It was Louisville visiting the Hard Rock to play the Canes, the undefeated Miami Hurricanes. And man, right on theme with Halloween, Adrian. It was scary. There was a lot of horror. I didn't know where to turn. I was scared for my life. So was Carson Beck. But yeah, not very good.
Scary, ugly, all kinds of negative adjectives you could throw at it. I think I mentioned on a previous episode, I've got that Canes PTSD because for the last 20 years, it seems like it's Groundhog Day all over again. We start off nice, we take care of our rivals, we whoop some tail, and then we go and we lay a big fat egg.
Yeah, I think it's every time we say the U is back.
Let's stop saying
back.
that.
Yeah. and
Until
John,
we're back.
It was, I mean, it wasn't funny because it sucked, but it was kind of, I guess it almost made sense that Devin Hester was there and they were honoring him and stuff, because the whole game I was turning to my brother and I'm like, man, I wish he was returning punts.
Yeah.
Because when he played Louisville over at the OB, and they came back, and
I remember
that was one of his best games ever.
I was there. I think you were.
I was there too.
Yeah, we were all at that game, and you just waited for that moment, and it never came. We had our chance, right?
We had 100 chances, and we had a chance at the end of the game as well. So you can't ask for more than that. He had a horrible game. Is the Beck I expected?
Really?
I mean, I've been waiting for
You
it.
expected that?
I not that bad, but yeah. I mean, we're in horror season, so
Yeah.
It is a horrible game. Let's put it behind us. And
Thought it was Beck, the musician, the singer.
he looked like Beck the musician. Backpedaling.
I'm a loser, baby.
Yeah, the loser
So
Beck.
why
The
don't
loser
you
Beck,
get
right?
Yep. But going back to Devin Hester really quick, do you know how good you have to be at kick returning and punt returning to make the Hall of Fame in the NFL?
Yeah.
Just based on that.
Just based on that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
he's
he
the
did
greatest
work.
of all
He's
time.
the greatest,
right?
yeah.
He's the greatest of all time at that position. So, shout out to D. Hester. His son's coming up in a few years here. Hopefully, he'll have the same kind of impact on the University of Miami that his father did.
He'll come to the University of Miami and then transfer to like 3 other schools.
Before we
by the
change
time-
subjects, we have 6 games left, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
6 games. 3 home, 3 away, 3 against winning teams, 3 against losing teams. Is anybody left for us to worry about?
SMU.
That's
I'm worried
circled
about
on my
SMU.
calendar as
Yeah.
well.
SMU and probably Pittsburgh
Pittsburgh too.
Away.
because it's their.
Yeah, and they're 5-2 right now.
They're a pretty
Yeah.
good team. So there's with the Canes, there's always something to worry about.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
SMU with Red Lashley
Yeah.
as head coach. I'm worried about
Yeah,
that.
he
game.
was good here. I was sad to see him go when he left. He was pretty good here, and he's doing very well at SMU. So
But one thing that's not scary, I mean, I guess it's scary for other teams, is Malachi Tony.
Yeah.
Malachi Tony is scary.
the one bright spot,
He's-
right?
he's
Yeah.
da-
Friday
he's
night.
damn good.
Yeah.
He's
Damn good.
He's going to go to the next level. He'll
Yep.
go to the next level. I mean, the other bright spot, which we need to get into for a second, is the kids on the Jumbotron
Love that.
doing work.
Yeah.
Kids on the Jumbotron doing work. The
But let me mention something real quick.
Okay, go for
Because
it.
we're live, right? And like Bill O'Reilly said, I don't know what happened to our logo, but we're coming from the lake house,
That's right.
the lake house here in Kendall. So we'll figure this out, but it's fine as long as we're talking. Like, just imagine our logo up there. all good. But you were talking about the 6-7 on the Jumbotron.
6-7. I mean,
this thing right here. There you go.
yeah. I mean, the kids they're doing it. My kids are still doing it. We said, I mean, is it dying out? I don't think so.
Well, it's every time I looked up at the Jumbotron and they would show kids, they would do two things. They would do this and then 6-7. You know.
So here it is. I got the life cycle of a fad, if we'll call it, or of a viral moment. So here's how it happens. It starts off with the high school kids, right? And then the middle school kids pick it up from them. And then the elementary school kids pick it up from them. But just when you think it's over, the parents pick it up from the elementary kids.
That's when it doesn't become
That's when it dies.
And then the next point is it gets corny. So now too many people. Then you got your doctor doing it. You got the guy at Publix that's bagging your groceries doing it. Right. So yeah, I think we're at the point now where in the elementary school, right? Because my elementary age
I don't think
daughter's doing it too.
Like my parents aren't doing it just yet, like Facebook, but you know, it's almost there. I mean, we had some fads back in the day. I mean, I can remember fads going just, you know, everybody was dabbing. Like 10 years ago, and then it started becoming.
What was this thing when you kick the leg out too?
Yeah, I mean,
man, but so the dabbing's coming back a little bit.
It is
because Anderson the other day I was just looking at him and he's like, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? That was like 6-7 years ago, 6-7 years ago. I didn't do that on purpose. but yeah, so Anderson's picking up again, and then my wife Anna. And I said, you guys know my wife Anna, but to the people out there, my wife Anna buys Anderson a T-shirt, and it's a skeleton dabbing, and it says
Nico
6,
has the
7.
same one.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, they're mixing them up. They're doing,
and
you know, I remember doing. I used to plank back in the day. I think when it was still cool, but everything has a shelf life.
Wait, planking's not cool anymore?
I mean,
I just planked the other day
at Publix.
But dude, it's you know, it's a fad. But yes, the way it dies out, you know, you have your parents start doing it, teachers start doing it. The other yesterday, I was at golf with Anderson, and they have like the, you know, like the water and stuff, and we were talking like the parents. We were talking about the 6-7 thing, and I told the kids, I'm like, hey, you know how deep that water is? I'm like 6-7
feet,
6-7 feet. 6 to 7 feet, 6-7. But yeah, it was crazy seeing it on the Jumbotron. Each and every time they would show a kid, they would do it.
Yeah.
There were a couple of kids that were too cool for school, and they were just throwing up the U, and I'm like, yeah, those kids are over the 6-7. But every other kid, you know. But one thing that'll never get uncool is Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon. And it's this year's it's the 40th anniversary, and the three of us, the two bros and a bro, we went to Regal Cinema there in Kendall
field trip
to check it out, and it was cool seeing it on the big screen.
Yeah.
How was it seeing it on the big screen as opposed to, you know, seeing it at home so many times?
Yeah, that's the one thing that stuck out to me, because when it came out, I didn't go see it in the movie theater. I was about, 8-9 years old.
You were about 6-7.
A little bit older. So the first time I saw it was like maybe on HBO or on cable at the house. So we never got that experience of seeing it in the theater. And I got to say, it was fantastic. What made the movie for me was the sound, like the music, cool. Even the action shots, the fighting, the sounds that the punches and the kicks and the karate chops were making. So for me, I loved it. It was number one, I loved the movie.
Yeah,
we all love the movie, right?
Yeah.
And then to go in and have all of the extras as far as the environment. For me, it was double thumbs up, as Siskel and Ebert used to do.
Who are they?
Fantastic, yeah. Well, I know the people that are watching that are around our age know who Siskel and Ebert is. I mean, they were the originators, so double thumbs up for me.
And what stood out to you this time around as opposed to, the 40, 50, 100 times
I've seen the movie at least 50 times. I mean, I was reciting every line. I was trying to keep it to myself. I love the movie. I thought that it was great to see it on the big screen. Like Adrian mentioned, I was even younger. I think I was like 7, not 6 or 7. I think I was 7 when it came out. But at the same time, it was just more like the big screen type feel. Like I feel like the younger generation, I have to get my kids out more to the movies.
Absolutely.
We're living in a different age, but at this point, it's like, man, we got to go back to the movies. Movies are great on that, 300-400 inch screen. Get the popcorn, get the soda. You got, like Adrian was mentioning, that surround sound. You cannot get that at home unless you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's one of those it engulfs you. And then at the same time, I was watching it with you guys. So for me, it was like, man, we were giggling at one-liners. We were giggling at like innuendos that didn't, like when I was 7, I didn't understand.
We didn't get
like, the paintbrush scene or the whatever it is. It's one of those things where it's like, man, now as an adult, I'm like, holy moly, this was a different level. If you have not seen it, check it out. It's on Tubi for free. So it's about an hour and a half of your time. Watch The Last Dragon. The actors, there was a couple cameos that some I knew, some I just totally...
Chaz Palminteri.
Chaz Palminteri was one of them. I did not realize he was in the movie. William H. Macy. We had a couple people from the
Cockroach.
Cosby Show. Yeah.
Or Cole from Martin.
Cole Brown or
Yeah.
Cockroach.
Do you guys know his real name by any chance?
Yes. I just forgot it.
Too late. Carl Anthony Payne.
That's the one.
There you go.
You're right. Correct.
Cole, you stupid.
Cole, exactly.
It's one of those, again, classics. It's not memorable. I think it's great. I think it's a great movie.
Yeah. I was gonna ask the whole great, memorable, great.
This one for me is great. Yeah.
Me too. And one thing that I mean, I'll tell you what stood out from the actual movie, but watching it with these two, there's a scene in the movie where Sho'nuff, he goes, "I'm gonna ask you one more time, who's the master?" And John turns to me and says, "Man, why did he even ask? Why did he even say that? He's gonna ask him 6 more times." And we counted. It was 6 more times. 6, 7.
That's the theme of the show.
We won't do that the rest of the show. But yeah, that was funny. And also what stood out to me, I mean, bro, Leroy Green, Bruce Leroy, how old was he there? I mean, in real life, Timok was about, I think, 21, I saw. In the movie, he's probably like 18, 19.
Yeah.
Fresh out of high school.
Dude, at 18, 19, man, we were all about the girls.
Yeah.
And it took him like 3/4 of the movie to realize that Vanity was coming on to him.
That's right. If you guys don't know who Vanity is,
what are you
Vanity
doing?
was a singer back in the 80s. She was like...
Nasty girl.
Yeah, I mean...
Smoking. Very, very beautiful.
Very, very good
Very
looking.
pretty girl. And I'm not calling her a nasty girl. Her group
was called
Vanity 6, right?
Yes.
6.
Whoa.
6, 7.
We can't get away from it now.
Damn it.
What have we done?
Oh my
They
God.
had a hit song called Nasty Girl.
We're down the vortex. We're down the 6-7
I know,
vortex.
man.
We're like,
Sorry,
the
guys.
Eddie Arcadian vortex?
yes, it has officially become corny now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're done. We're done with it, guys.
Look up
That's it.
Eddie Arcadian in the movie.
Yeah.
He looks like he was probably 67 years.
67 years old.
Can't help ourselves now. But he was actually 42.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
We looked it up. It's true.
What's his name? Leroy Green Sr.
The dad, yeah.
Daddy Green,
Just directed your
he
pizza to
was-
Daddy Green's Pizza.
He was 36 years old.
Oh my god.
And
black man with the pizza shop in Harlem.
he
Can't
had
make
only,
that stuff
he only
up.
had hair on
Can't
the
make that
sides.
stuff up, guys. You
So
look like
I
Curly.
So I watched something on the movie. It was like a behind the scenes kind of documentary, and it was really short, like 20 minutes long. But they talk about Daddy Green's Pizza. It was done purposely because it was a movie that was made with black people,
Okay.
but for the general audience. So they wanted to to kind of like say like, hey, black people in Harlem could also own a pizza shop, and stuff like that. So I found that very cool when they were talking and the respect they had for Barry Gordy. I mean, he was royalty.
And just look, it brought us in. You got 2 Romanians and a Cuban.
And a Cuban.
That love the movie. So
That was the other
and we
title to our
love it.
show, by the way, guys. It
2
didn't work out.
Romanians and a Cuban. It didn't make the cut. But like John said, watch the movie. Do yourselves
Yeah,
a favor.
It's on Tubi for free. Nope. I mean, plug for Tubi. We're not getting paid by them, but yeah, watch it for free. You'll enjoy it. It's a good storyline. I feel like they did a full story. Movies nowadays don't give full storylines. You're getting the beginning, the middle, and the end, and you get a love story at the end. It's almost like a like a romance type comedy / action movie.
It hits. It's comedy. It's action. It's
And
romance.
the soundtrack is great. Listen,
The soundtrack is amazing.
I mean, one of my favorite singers is El DeBarge. So
Bro, so funny you mentioned that. In that documentary I saw, they said that one of the biggest challenges they had
Mention it. We
was,
scripted this. Okay.
was the girl in the movie, the Eddie Arcadian's girlfriend.
right.
she's trying to get her hit single out, to Laura Charles' Vanity show, and it's just corny, right? So the challenge for the people making the movie, it was like, all right, we have to make a song that's actually good, but make it corny enough that it's like, okay, we'll pass. Because if you listen to the song, I mean, the girl's kind of like annoying or whatever, but the beats of the songs, they're good.
Yeah, we were bopping to it. We were moving to it.
So it made sense,
Yeah.
But before we move on, Timok in that documentary, he said that there were challenges because Sho'nuff was so tall.
Yeah.
I guess how tall he was?
6'5"?
Yeah.
He was 6'5", but
Oh.
Timok said he was 6'7", so we won't mention it again. Maybe.
One last correlation between that movie, because it was the 40th anniversary, and coming up on the 40th anniversary, which was 1985, so many great movies came out in 1985, and yesterday happened to be Happy BTTF Day. So
I didn't know that.
yeah, there's a little mindless info for you from my
October
brain.
21st. That's right. Now it's kicking.
There you go,
in.
1985.
Great Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's Back to
And
the Future
For the ones that don't know, it's Back to the Future.
They're like,
BTTF.
B what?
Yeah.
Belle Biv DeVoe?
We'll probably
Back to the
circle
Future,
that
yeah.
in a future show because that's one of our favorite movies as well.
That-
the trilogy.
that-
It's on. It's part of my
I mean,
list. but yeah.
that could be one show, to be
It
honest.
could be
But-
3 shows, but sure.
So Halloween's coming up,
Yes.
October 31st. If you don't know, if you've been living under a rock your whole life, but we wanted to talk about I guess our 3 favorite scary movies. I'll start. I mean, and then there's
Yes.
other topics that we want to get. I mean, my absolute favorite is Halloween.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm going to move the mic for a second.
Michael Myers.
So
I mean,
for the people that are listening, not watching, I'm wearing a Michael Myers Halloween shirt, and I wrote that I'm killing it since 1978. Not sure why it says 78 because I was born in 87, but maybe the person was dyslexic.
But I think the movie's fantastic. I was watching something one time that what's the guy that made the movie?
I don't remember his name.
It wasn't.
There's 2
John,
versions
wasn't
of
John
Halloween.
Carpenter, right?
So Rob Zombie came out with the
No,
newer
no,
version.
not
What
the-
I
the-
like
the original.
Actually, yeah. So
But-
the original, right?
But one thing about the movie was that when they played it for some critics, it was this one lady said this movie's not scary at all. It's not scary. It's not serious. I don't like it. So that's when they went back and made the and added the music to the
Yeah.
movie. And then she said she saw it again and goes, "This may be the scariest movie I've ever seen." That's one of my favorite ones. I also like and because Halloween's supposed to be scary, it's supposed to stick with you, but it was highly disturbing to me. But it's still it was memorable enough. Was Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
All right.
It was.
So you like movies with masks?
Yeah, I guess so. Because the third one is Scream, and Scream,
not
was
planned.
when
Not
we were
planned.
in our teens, and it just had a good cast. It was fun. It was serious, but not really. So
Good cast.
those are my 3 favorite. But I have one that scarred me for life, and I'll mention that afterward. But
So I'll go next
you wanna
because
go?
Johnny Boy,
Yeah.
this is Johnny Boy's time of the year. If you got an opportunity to come by his house,
we
come by his
got
house.
to give him some time
Yeah,
to.
I don't know if we want to
talk
put the
Halloween.
address out there, but come by his house. So full disclosure, I'm not really into scary movies. I mean, I like Halloween, I like scary movies, but they never really scared me, even as a kid. However, the 3 that stuck out to me, and one of them I wasn't even a kid, is the Friday the 13th series.
Okay.
I remember, the Jason Voorhees and Crystal Lake and him popping out at the end of
Yep.
the first one was, just bananas, even for me. And I got more scared with jump scares, like when they jump scare you
Yeah.
on the screen. The other stuff didn't really do it for me. So I got to go with Friday the 13th. That's one of the all-time best slasher, movies to me, slasher type Halloween movies. And the next one was kind of that. I'm going back even further because I saw this when I was maybe about. I'm not going to do it. Maybe when I was about 5 or 6 years old.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit older. That was Psycho.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
The old version of Psycho. And just
That's great.
the black and white and what Hitchcock was going after. I remember seeing it I was actually probably around 6 or 7 years old, but I don't want to say it. You know, the whole
Not allowed to say
black
that
and
anymore.
white, the blood scene, the shower scene,
Yeah.
like that kind of freaked me out seeing it so young.
That's such a great movie.
Yeah, great movie.
amazing.
And you know, obviously now I see it as an adult. I look at it differently, but when I saw it when I was about 7 years old, it was like very scary to me. And then the last one I want to say
Oh, it's
is
Alfred Hitchcock.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I said. I mentioned
Oh,
for Hitchcock.
yeah.
And then the last one for me is a scary movie, not really a Halloween type movie, but to me, the scary movies are the ones that can like really can kind of happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was in my 20s when I saw this, but it was 28 Days Later. I don't know if you guys
yeah.
remember that movie?
Yep.
It's a good one, of
And
course.
the reason why it scares me is because
whole
of the
series now.
silence of what happened with the rage virus and all that. And to
Coronavirus?
me, no, it was the rage virus, you know, but now, yeah. So it was scary to me because when I saw it, I was thinking, like, this can be something that can really happen in real life.
Of course.
So those are my three. Kicking it over to you, Mr. Halloween.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is one of those where I watch a lot of movies. I have so many subcategories throughout all my horror, slasher, family type, Halloween type movies. For me, I went through 3 different categories. One, I left like all the Friday the 13th, all that alone. I mean, we'll talk about that later. But Jaws was one of those movies growing up that petrified me. And to this day, I don't like going in the ocean just because of what's out there and not knowing. So Jaws,
I feel the same way. 100%.
Jaws is one of those movies
the
for
unknown.
me. Yeah, that petrified me. So
Yeah, I would never go in there.
yeah, we'll
We'll take
do
a
an
picture
episode that
and-
way the other time,
Yeah.
next time. And then The Others was one of those type of Halloween type movies that it's just, if you haven't seen The Others, Nicole Kidman played a great role. It's a family. I'm not going to ruin it for
Yeah, I was
anybody.
going to say, don't ruin it, but
they
twist
need to-
ending, right?
Twist ending.
Yeah.
That
Love the
those,
twist ending, yeah.
the Sixth Sense type
Yeah.
movies. The Others sticks out for me. And then my third, which is actually a 2-parter, is Turistas. Speaking of like things that can happen,
Like-
Turistas and Hostel.
Yes.
Both very like can happen going on vacation. And if anybody knows me, I don't like to leave the United States. So if I'm leaving the United States, I'm always like looking around what can happen wrong. Turistas is one of those movies, and so is Hostel. So next time you go on vacation, watch that before you go, and you might not take the plane.
Yeah.
And last but not least, I'm keeping it pretty. Oh, you know what? On that same category, Descent. If you guys have ever seen The Descent,
never seen it.
No?
Never seen it.
I'll give you a little synopsis real quick. It's a movie about these hikers that go into a cave, and they don't
Something
make it
I
out.
would never do.
So they keep going lower and lower into the cave. And the reason I love this movie is because, should I ruin it? Or okay. So at the end of the movie, the girl goes so deep in the cave, and then you see this happy ending with butterflies and stuff, and everybody's happy. And then the reality is she couldn't get out because she went too far in, and she couldn't get back out.
Oh,
so
man.
how scary is that? That's scarier than like a Friday the 13th movie,
Yeah.
where it's like
Because it's
reality.
it's real, yeah.
Yeah. And last but not least, I'm going to throw in a kids one because we all have kids. And for me, it was Hocus Pocus growing up. My kids love Hocus Pocus 2. And we're going to watch it this week just, in honor of Halloween. But yeah, those are my 3 different categories. I mean, I could go into
Nice.
Halloweens and poltergeists and exorcists.
poltergeist.
And, there's the Blair Witch Project growing up. Again, there's thousands of movies that we can. The Conjuring. I could go on and on. But those are 3 different categories. If you haven't seen those movies, I think you should watch them. And never go swimming or traveling again.
Yeah.
Just stay in Miami.
That's it. And,
Or
and you know,
cave diving.
in Miami, it's hard not
Or
to
go
go swimming.
hiking. Like, don't do anything. Just
lock
sit in your
yourself in the
house.
house.
Just stay home. Stay
And,
home.
and then you have the purge. So it's like,
Stay home, but just don't fall asleep. You know.
oh, there you go. Try it, Friday
So
13th,
what?
Nightmare on Elm
So
Street.
what movie? And I'll start with Adrian. What absolutely scarred you as a kid? What terrified you, and it still lives pretty much rent free in your mind to this
So
day?
I was thinking about this today. There's a couple. I'm going to just mention a couple real quick. The movie The Fly in the 80s with Jeff
Is
Goldblum.
that, Jeff Goldblum,
When
yeah.
he
Yeah.
accidentally starts turning into a fly. That
He didn't
scared the-
accidentally
Oh,
start-
man.
Well, the fly flew into the thing,
That's
so it was accidental. That one absolutely scared me. It wasn't meant to be a scary movie, I don't
No,
think. It was
yeah.
more like a sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
thing. But that scared the crap out of me. That was the first one. And then the second one, like the jump scares get me more, like I said, than the other ones. In the movie The Signs, again, I was kind of like an adult. I wasn't a kid even, but
M.
it
Night
sticks with me.
Shyamalan, one of my favorite directors.
The Signs, the scene with the alien at the birthday party,
Oh, yeah.
and then with the hand underneath the door, that lives like in my head. And it was, I just, even now, just talking about it, kind of makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. So those are my two
Armando?
scary moments.
I'm going with The Gate
Oh,
with Steven Dorff, and that scared the crap out of me as a kid, and it still does as an adult. There's one scene that Steven Dorff looks at his hand and there's an eyeball, and he's like stabbing his hand to like kill this eyeball, and they're like his parents come home and they're like demons or something. They're not really his parents, and like their faces are melting out. That whole movie creeped the crap out of me. Excuse me. And even if I watch it as an adult and I'm like, dude, this is like really, really messed up.
Change the channel.
I mean, it's about these two kids. They're staying, they stay home. My parents are like on vacation, I think. And basically, like, it's called the gate. The gates of hell like opens up in their like front yard, whatever. But it's a really scary movie. Something that really can happen in real life, but it to this day, that eyeball on the hand, that's etched in my brain.
so I growing up, and Adrian could attest to this.
Oh, yeah.
Friday the 13th series, Adrian mentioned as one of his favorites. It was not one of my favorites growing up. Friday the 13th, part 3, there's a particular scene at the end of the movie where Jason, for the first time, unveils his mask, his hockey mask, because that's the first time he actually wore it in the series. He unveils it at the end after he gets killed from the upper barn window when he's looking down. And I remember this scene for about 6 months, and every time I'd close my eyes, I would see it. It was probably the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then on top of that, they parlayed it into he tries to come downstairs, and at the same time, before he could even come downstairs, the mother comes out of the lake and grabs the girl. So, yeah, to say that I pooped my pants is an understatement. I actually had to go to church. This is not the funny part. I had to go to church, and I didn't get an exorcism, but the priest had to say a prayer for me and give me some holy water to sleep under my pillow for me to fall asleep.
Wow.
That's how serious it was. And I was probably around 8 or 9.
Yeah. And I might, if I could add a little bit, because I was present for this story, I didn't help the situation much because every night he would go to sleep.
As an older brother.
As an older brother, I thought, it was just the funniest thing at the time, And I would just, crack the door open a little bit, and I'd do the, got it, get you. So I didn't realize what I was doing, but he was really,
Oh, man.
mentally messed up, and we did have to get religion involved with this, and the crosses and the holy water, and
the power of Christ compels you.
Yeah, it was bananas. It was
I'm surprised none of us were that creeped out by The Exorcist.
No, I think
before our time. Actually.
Before our time, and I think it was just by the time we saw it, it was like already in spoof like horror movies, like Scary Movie and stuff. One other one, back to Turistas. Like I said, it was like reality, going on vacation, and this lives in my mind every time somebody brings up a vacation is. When the kids get abducted and they take them back to steal their organs, when the girl's still alive and she's like, what are you doing? He's like cutting her open to steal her organs. Like that stays in my brain. Like that's why I don't like to go
not good.
overseas or go out of the country. I mean, it could happen here too, but not as often.
So favorite Halloween or horror themed song from a movie, or it could be not from a movie. One that sticks out to me is Fresh Prince.
Okay.
And DJ Jazzy Jeff,
Freddy
they had
one?
a Freddy Krueger one, Nightmare on My Street.
I had to pay for that.
That was a really good song. And I've played it for my son Anderson, and he likes it. I mean, he thinks it's a pretty cool song. But that's the one that
jukebox all the time.
The song that I associate with Halloween. And
the Fat Boys also had a song with Freddy Krueger.
They did.
Yeah.
I think I remember it vaguely.
It's not as good as the Fresh Prince one.
Of course. Well, listen, who's as good as the Fresh Prince?
I know, right?
So the one that automatically pops up in my head, and I'm sure a lot of the people out there can relate to this because it's probably the number one Halloween song of all time, is Michael Jackson's Thriller. Of
course.
From the video to the actual song to the zombies before they became really popular with all these shows that are, you know, with zombies in them and stuff like that. That was fantastic. And I
Yeah.
remember watching it like when it came out on
Oh,
MTV.
yeah, it was a
like
movie.
it was a 16-minute
Yeah, it
movie,
was a
right?
movie.
Yeah.
With a song intertwined throughout it. It was fantastic. So for me, anytime I think of Halloween, my mind automatically goes to Thriller. So that's the one for me.
I agree with you guys on those. I mean, theme songs, like Armando was mentioned earlier, Halloween theme is
Yeah.
probably the number one theme
It's fantastic.
in all the horror flicks. A song, aside from those that you guys mentioned, would probably be like Somebody's Watching Me.
Yeah.
I correlate that to
Rockwell.
Halloween. Rockwell, yeah. And MJ's on that as well.
Yeah, he does the hook.
He does the
Michael
hook
Jackson
on
does
it.
the hook.
So for me, that it would be that or Ghostbusters. And,
Yeah.
Ghostbusters is a little more lighthearted. My kids love it. They're singing it now. They haven't seen any of the movies, but they love the song. So,
Anderson saw
are the new ones?
four of them.
Okay.
Saw the original two and then the last two.
Not the girl one.
No. No. I don't
That's,
find. I don't
that's
find
the
some,
scariest horror movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, that might be the scariest one, right? It's I don't find some of the girls in the movie funny, so
They're funny. They just didn't. It didn't work.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Didn't work.
didn't work. So you guys
Leave
saw
it alone. Leave it alone.
Yeah, not good. Halloween costume. The one I remember the most was a pirate costume that I had when I was about 5 years old, and my mom had like these clip-on earrings that were like these skeletons.
All right.
And she put them on me, and I remember like drawing a mustache and having the pirate hat. But that's the one that sticks out the most.
Well, I gotta share. I don't remember if this. I'll be honest. I don't remember if this was John or if this was me. But us being immigrants, our first few Halloweens
think it was you.
here were
It was a mix and match.
We're a conglomeration of mix and match. So I remember like one of my. I think it was mine or I don't remember who it was. But anyway, the one that sticks out to me, and
Is
we
this
have some
Shazam?
pictures of it, was the Shazam
Oh my
outfit.
I think it was
with-
me.
It was you. It was Shazam. It was a Shazam onesie, right?
Yeah.
With the Incredible Hulk mask. That's right. Right? And
was a
I
hodgepodge.
think I had like a Count Dracula mask, and they made me like the Hulk or something, or
I
like
don't
with the
know.
ripped clothing. So those are the ones that stick out to me. I really don't get dressed a lot now. For when I go with my kids trick or treating and stuff like that, I'll do a onesie, a skeleton, or something like that. You know what I mean? Something simple, but. Those are the ones that stick out to me from my childhood. Was the put together outfit.
That's funny.
We never had the entire Halloween costume. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So
I mean, I have a couple that I remember. Again, we came here not with nothing. I mean, everyone could relate. Their parents came here with nothing. We built our lifestyle here. One year I went as Blue Red Man. Not on purpose. I was half blue, half red because it was $2 bottles of spray paint, and my parents paid me half blue and half red. So that was one of my costumes. And the one that stuck out as a child, though, I was Skeletor. I had the full costume.
I had a Skeletor one.
I remember wearing the mask with the whole outfit, you know, that plastic that you sweat the second you put it on. I loved it. And I look back at pictures, and that was one of my favorite Halloweens costumes. But yeah, I mean, as I got older, I whoever knows me knows that I go a little all out for it now. Maybe because of that, because of the mix and match.
just a bit, yeah.
I'm making up for it. But do you have any embarrassing Halloween stories?
Man, embarrassing. Not really. Not really. Like, embarrassing. Maybe some of the
Maybe just
costumes.
old, like an
I-
old story or like
if I,
something
if, I,
funny.
if I look back at pictures, I was a clown. I think when I was in pre-kinder, and I looked
Still
really
a clown.
funny.
What am I?
So what am I? Am I
My
a
clown?
clown? How am I funny? How am I funny? But I just looking back at those pictures, and I'm like, man, I look ridiculous with all the face paint and all that.
But those were good times, though, right?
They were great times.
Great times. Not
Great
even
times.
memorable. Great times. Great times. I have a funny story. Not really an embarrassing story, but a funny story. Like we said, for those that don't know, we're from Transylvania, Romania. And believe it or not, I didn't pick one vampire movie as one of my favorite horror movies. So, but yeah, I have a great uncle that looks like to a T, like Dracula, like spot on. He has the widow's peak down to his nose, like the whole bit.
Oh, man.
And like Adrian was mentioning, we had a Dracula mask. So one year, I don't know what, he happened to be visiting in America, and I put on the Dracula mask, and we stood and took a picture together. You couldn't tell who was who. So that's one of my funny Halloween stories. I don't even think it was Halloween. It might have been Easter. But
Uncle Baronu.
Baron.
It wasn't even close to Halloween.
That's right. Halloween
Bushwick
fell on a
Bill.
week. Guess what? Halloween does fall on a weekend this year.
Yes.
Ghetto Boys had a
Friday,
correct.
right?
Yeah. This
Halloween
year,
fell
Halloween
on
fell
a
on a weekend.
weekend.
That's a good Halloween song.
Yes.
We didn't mention
Me
that.
and Ghetto Boys went trick or treat.
That's right. Oh, and then you were mentioning earlier, we were talking about this. If there was one costume, because I have 1,000, who would you put on your bucket list? Like, if you could get the bells and whistles done.
Man, right now, I mean, I really can't think of one in specific. But
Really?
Yeah.
Even though we talked about this earlier.
Yeah. I know, but I'm like, I don't really. Because
I have like 10. You want one of mine?
I haven't dressed up for Halloween in quite a bit. I think the last time I dressed up. Oh, this is embarrassing.
Oh,
So when Anderson was like 2 years old, he dressed up as Woody from Toy Story.
Yeah.
And I dressed up as Jesse, and I dressed up as Buzz Lightyear.
there you go.
And I went trick or treating, and like I went through my brother's neighborhood, and you know everybody's outside and stuff, and so like there was like more than one like adult guy that started laughing. He's like, "Bro, can I take a picture of you? you look ridiculous." And I'm like, "I know, bro, I know, just for the kid, But yeah, that was
like, where's your kid? You're by yourself.
Just you and Anna walking down the street.
Buzz Lightyear, all right, But
To infinity and beyond.
But yeah, that's if I had to go back and do an embarrassing one. But you know what? Actually, if I had to go back as a kid, and I never got to dress up as this person. But if I could go back and find the costume and dress up like this guy, I would have been David Hasselhoff in Knight Rider.
Not Baywatch?
100%.
Michael Knight.
Michael Knight.
Michael Knight.
Yep.
I don't really have one. Like I said, I like Halloween. I like it more for my kids now. But when we were younger, we were doing the incorrigible stuff like egging and toilet papering and with the shaving cream and stuff like that. So I don't really have one. Like I said, I'm a simple guy. I'll do the simple skeleton onesie and I'm good to go.
Oh. I'm going to give you a quick trivia. So Michael Knight, do you remember the voice from the car on Michael Knight?
Yes.
Do you know whose voice that was?
No.
He was the principal on Boy Meets World.
Really, Mr. Feeney?
Mr. Feeney was the
Wow.
voice on Michael Knight, just for you guys
I
at
remember
home.
his
That's a
face.
little, again, it's one of those things I have in my brain.
Mr. Feeney is he's about 99 years old now, and he Topanga's on Dancing with the Stars.
Okay.
And Mr. Feeney made a cameo on Dancing with the Stars the other day. I saw it go
Nice.
viral on Instagram, so that was pretty cool.
Mel Brooks and Mr. Feeney, 99.
Yep.
Like,
Hope they make it to 199, but
yeah.
they probably won't.
Great
They
shows, great shows. All right, I'm going to throw this out there because, again, I love Halloween. I love dressing up. I have been a lot of things for Halloween. I've been a lot of things with kids, too. You mentioned Buzz Lightyear. We did a Little Mermaid theme. I was, the dad. King Triton. I was the Joker when we did the whole Batman theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go all out. For me, I actually put some thought into this, and the one character that I always wanted to
What are you
be...
saying? We didn't put any thought into it?
I'm just putting it out there. Was Darkness. So for me, it's Darkness from Legend. If you guys remember that movie, Legend, guess what year that movie came out? I'll give you a hint.
1986.
85. That's the
it.
theme of the
85.
day.
Oh.
85. Back
What
to
a
the
year
Future.
It was Tim Curry
Yes.
and Tom Cruise.
That's right. If for you guys that don't know, go look. It's a very peculiar character. He's like a demon devil looking, big horns. If I had an expendable amount of money, that's the character I would become. I think it's amazing. Again, it's one of those that you probably win 800 Halloween costume contests.
I mean, you'd have to be in makeup for like
That's fine.
12 hours.
I mean, I did it for Bane, so
Yeah, that was a great one. That was a good one.
Yeah.
You really put them together.
but yeah, that would be my guy, Darkness from Legend. Not to be confused with
Darkness
Darkness
from
from
Chappelle's
Chappelle's
Darkness. not the Murphy brothers.
Darkness is.
Darkness is. So before we go, we're going to do quick topics. We're not going to spend too much time on it. But we got to talk Dolphins, being a Halloween show. Really scary.
Horror,
They're
scary.
1 and 6.
That's the
House
real.
of Horrors, yes.
Will Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel eventually get fired?
They're both. It's, you know what?
I'm going.
Tear it down, burn it up.
Adrian, you answer first, but you gave
I
two
think
thumbs down.
No, yeah,
I gave a
I
thumb
think-
up and thumb
I
down.
think they're both gone. I think they're both gone. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I say McDaniel gone. Greer stays because he has nudes of Ross. So
Oh goodness.
Possibly. Look, the correct answer, what should get done, not if it'll happen or not, but what should get done is that they all get fired because
Yeah.
if you go back and you look at the Dolphins, they fire a GM but keep the coach and bring in a GM or hire the it's always one or the other. It's never the whole thing. And this team right now needs to be dismantled. They need to start from scratch. And look, guys,
Are
rebuilding.
you saying you want to get rid of Tua?
Everybody. Tua, I like
tanked
Waddle,
for
but
Tua,
trade
and now we're
him
tanking
too.
with Tua. So I don't know.
Tanking
you
with
just
Tua.
have to change one word on your shirt.
And listen, I know unpopular opinion because a lot of people, I don't know, they forgot some of these games. But look at some of Tua's games a few years ago, and he was outstanding. I mean, he had Tyreek. Well, a lot of other quarterbacks have a lot of other guys. So it's not just, the quarterback, like a lot of people, Tom Brady had Randy Moss at some point too. But, Tua was amazing for a couple of years. And, then the injuries and all that. And, now he's like a shell of himself. He's not very good. So tear it all down.
Yes.
College hoops. I saw something on Instagram and I sent it to the two of you. Who would have won, the Michigan Fab Five or UNLV with Tark at head coach, Larry Johnson, Stacey Augmon, and Greg Anthony?
Easy. This is easy.
Yeah.
Right? We discussed it. This is boys versus men, right? Boys to
Yeah.
men. UNLV, smoke them.
Yeah.
Smoke
I mean,
'em.
I agree.
Not
I think
even
by
close.
Fab
30,
Five
40.
were great players as a team. They put something together that had never been done in college basketball at that point, 35 years ago. UNLV happened to have one of my favorite players, Larry Johnson, on the team.
Grandmama.
And Tark was Jaws. He
Yeah.
used to,
He
so
was
keeping with the
such a-
theme of today.
Tark the Shark, yeah.
Tark the Shark. They would have killed him. I mean, they did beat Duke by 30, and then Duke won the championship the next year. So that just goes to show
Yeah.
how great that team was. No, hands down, UNLV.
Yeah, UNLV. That to me was easy. I loved Michigan when I was around that age. What year was that? The timeout year, the Fab Five year.
92.
92.
92.
Yeah.
I remember getting
UNC.
like this Michigan windbreaker and wearing it. I mean, I got a Chris Webber jersey when he got drafted.
The shorts, right? The
So,
baggy shorts. They
yeah.
had all that in them.
I mean, they were pop
Started a
culture.
whole-
This
yeah,
is a pop
exactly.
culture show. They were pop culture
Yeah.
at the time, but UNLV would have been
Speaking of
too
pop
much.
culture,
Yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters.
Hey, that's right.
That's the talk. Over at the school where our kids go, third grade is doing this as a Halloween theme. We go all out
right.
at the school, and are these songs actually jams? Because my son loves it, and my wife loves it, and I listen to these songs, and then I end up keep playing them in my head
Yeah.
hours later.
I'm humming them throughout the
Yeah.
day too. Believe it or not, that the we're going up,
Yeah.
up. This is our moment.
Yeah, that's
I can't-
golden.
Yeah, I was singing that the other day, and I teach high school, and the high school students are like, "Coach, what are you singing? What is it?" I'm like, "Yeah, sorry, I got a third
Yeah.
grader at home, and so yeah, I could ride with them. I could ride.
Yeah,
with them.
the songs are catchy.
listen, Disney movies have done this for years. You get those songs, you start singing them. It's not, you don't have to have kids at that age. You love the Disney movies. I love the Disney movies. I hum the songs. I sing the songs. My wife still sings songs every time she gets a bit inebriated. She sings those Little Mermaid songs. But at the same time, they hit it right on the head. Golden, Takedown,
Yeah.
What It Sounds Like. It's
Soda
not
Pop.
one song. It's
Soda Pop.
Soda
It's a
Pop
lot of
for the
them,
the Sasha Boys.
Yeah.
A big shout out to K-pop Demon Hunters. Like they've really taken over. And speaking of trends, they've hit it right on the head. These are good songs.
Right
These
in
are
time
not,
for Halloween because my daughter wants to be one of them. Your
Yeah.
daughter
everyone's
wants
going to be one of them. And
all
like Armando mentioned, we're doing this for our theme every year. Our school, St. Brendan, does this for we do every class, every grade does a theme. We actually chose K-pop as our theme, so we're going all out. No expenses held back.
No.
We're going all out to win it, win it, win it.
Nice.
We're in it to win it.
In it to win it.
In it to win it. So before we go, we always drop one movie, documentary, or series that we're currently watching. I'll start really quick. I wanted to watch the Martin Scorsese documentary on Apple. 5-part series. I'm almost done with it. I'm halfway through episode 5, but I love Martin Scorsese movies. Gangs of New York and Goodfellas, two of my favorites. And it's good. It's very insightful into his life, into his wins, into his failures. It's really cool. One of the things I like the most about Martin Scorsese, we are the same height, 5'4",
All right.
5'4". So kudos
Didn't know that. I thought you were about
to the short guys,
6'7".
6'7", yeah, no, 5'4".
My recommendation has to do with an 80s actor that we all loved. And we loved him because he was a lovable guy. Big, hefty, lovable, squeezable guy. And it's a documentary on John Candy's life.
Yes.
Fantastic. It's only one. It's a one-parter. You're in and out in 2 hours. Fantastic. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but if you grew up in the 80s with the 80s movies, this is a definitely must-watch.
I was actually watching The Great Outdoors with Anderson yesterday.
Love it.
He did 31 movies in like 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like everyone wanted him. He was a great actor.
Didn't he do Home Alone for free?
He did Home Alone. It was a one-day shoot, 24 hours. He sat on set. Actually, it was 23 hours, if you guys are checking me. He didn't get paid for it. He didn't want to get paid for it. He just did it as a favor. One of his castmates, who happened to be the mother on
Catherine
movie.
O'Hara.
Yeah, she. They went back way back, and
They came up with the Groundlings, right?
Yeah.
In Canada.
Yep. And then they did SCTV and the second
SCTV,
show
yeah.
and all that good
Yeah.
stuff.
Second City, right?
Second City, yeah.
Yeah, Second City. That's what it is. Not the Groundlings. Second City.
Second City,
And
and then they did
what's his name
SCTV
is in
right
it
after.
too?
So a lot of great actors came out of it. Bill Murray.
What's the name? The dad
Dan-
from American.
Dan Aykroyd was there.
Dan
too.
Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd.
The dad from American Pie. I
Yeah.
forget his real
Yeah.
name. Yeah. Good.
Bushy brows.
Yeah. So that was like SCTV, for people that don't know, was kind of like the Saturday Night Live of Canadians. It was,
Yeah.
it was mostly Canadian. I think
The kids these days are like, "What's Saturday Night Live?"
Canadian. Yeah, exactly. That's it. So that's my.
But great, yeah,
recommendation.
it was a great documentary, great, insightful, pretty sad also, his life, what happened, him.
No spoilers, man.
Well,
this is still out there.
They can look it up. They can Google it. For me, I'm going to wrap this up and bring it full circle for everybody. I just saw a documentary. It's called Monster, the Ed Gein story.
Oh man, yeah.
It was
of this.
very good. It's on Netflix.
haven't
I
seen it
recommend you watch it. Everything we talked about today is not everything, but you mentioned the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
He was the inspiration. You mentioned Psycho. He was the inspiration. He was also the inspiration
Halloween,
for
right?
no. It was Psycho, Silence of the Lambs, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This guy was a real life serial killer that grew up. He was born in 1906, died in 84. He ended up in a mental institute. I'm not going to ruin it for you because everyone could just Google it. He was a serial killer. He wore skin from the people he killed. He ate their body parts, again, from like Silence of the Lambs.
A la
From
Buffalo
Yeah,
Bill from
Buffalo
South
That's
Bill.
right. Yeah, with fava beans.
Puts the lotion in the basket.
That's right. So the Ed Gein story, it was, I didn't even know this guy's name or the inspiration, but apparently he's been around for so long, and it hits home, especially around Halloween season. Watch it, and you won't be disappointed.
Yep.
All right.
I've been meaning to watch it because it looks good. It looks scary. So yeah. But this has been episode 3 of Two Bros and a Bro. Our sign shut off a long time ago.
That's all right.
But we hope you enjoyed it. Man, follow us on Instagram. Send us the feedback.
Big
and
shout out.
Shout out.
Big shout out to the Lake House, to Angie and Ellie and Medina. This is going to be our new home for a while. We're going to change scenery a little bit. Maybe the lake, maybe the fireplace. Thank you guys for letting us film here in some silence. Get away from the kids for a little bit.
Yes, much appreciated to the Medinas.
That's right. And everyone have a happy Halloween and be safe.
Let's go.
Yep.